You ever notice how a woman can walk out of your life, but somehow still keep a piece of you? And you tell yourself you're over her, yet one random message, one late night memory, one tiny breadcrumb pulls your entire mind back into her orbit. That's not an accident, and it's not weakness. It's psychology, hers and yours. Most men assume a woman only stays attached if she's deeply in love. But the truth is far more unsettling. Many women stay emotionally hooked to a man even when they don't want a relationship with him. Not because they're manipulative or cruel, but because they're human. Because your presence gave her something she can't fully replace, even if she tells herself she should. And that tension between what she feels and what she thinks she's supposed to feel creates a bond that lingers long after she leaves. Here's the part no one tells men. A woman doesn't hold on to you because you were perfect. She holds on because you made her feel a version of herself she secretly misses. Maybe it was the way you listened when she wasn't strong. Maybe it was the safety she felt when you were calm and centered. Maybe it was the way she could be soft around you, even if the world demanded she be hard everywhere else. You became a psychological imprint, one tied to comfort, validation, or even curiosity about what could have been. Women don't detach in straight lines. They detach in loops. One part of her wants closure, another part wants comfort, another wants to see if she still has access to your attention, and another simply doesn't know what she wants at all. And you become the emotional placeholder she returns to when her mind gets loud. What makes this so confusing for men is that her actions contradict her words. She might say she's not interested, but react strongly when you pull away. She might keep you at a distance, but never fully release you. She might avoid commitment, yet still linger in your messages, your stories, or your energy. You weren't just a guy. You were a mirror that reflected something she needed at a moment she wasn't prepared to lose. And even if she isn't ready or willing to choose you, she can't forget the emotional version of herself she became around you. Before we continue, let me ask you something personal. Has a woman ever let you go, but somehow kept a part of you anyway? Tell me in the comments. And if you're feeling this message already, like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. There's a moment every man overlooks, because no one ever taught you to notice it. It's the moment a woman realizes you understand her in a way she didn't expect. She might not admit it, she might even downplay it, but inside her mind, something shifts. It's subtle, but it's powerful. She starts associating you with emotional safety, and once that connection forms, it does not disappear easily. Even if she walks away, even if she chooses someone else, even if she says the words, "I'm not interested," the imprint remains like a faint echo she can't mute. Women attach through patterns, not promises. It's the routine of your presence, the warmth of your tone when she needed reassurance, the way you didn't judge her for the parts of herself she hides from the world. Those moments create emotional fingerprints, and fingerprints don't wash off quickly. Not because she is intentionally holding on, but because her nervous system remembers you before her mind does. She can try to date someone new. She can tell herself she's moving forward. She can bury herself in distractions, healing quotes, or the idea of working on herself. But then something small happens. A quiet evening, a tough day, a song she didn't expect to hear, and suddenly you resurface. Not as a full memory, but as a feeling. A feeling she can't name, but can't erase. That's why she keeps checking your stories, why she still watches your life from a distance, why she gets a little tense when she senses you pulling away for real. She doesn't want you, but she doesn't want to lose the version of herself she was with you. That's the emotional paradox most women never admit. Sometimes the attachment isn't to the man, it's to who she became when the man was present. And here's the twist most men never see. When a woman doesn't fully choose you, yet still can't let you go, it's often because you were a form of emotional structure she didn't have within herself. You held up the part of her that felt uncertain, insecure, or unseen. When you leave, that structure collapses a bit, and she feels it. So she reaches back, not out of romance, but out of regulation. Let me ask you directly. Have you ever felt a woman still watching your life even after she said it was over? Drop your answer in the comments, and if this is speaking truth to you, hit like, subscribe, and share this with a man who needs clarity. There's a truth about women almost no one will say out loud because it sounds unfair. But once you hear it, every confusing situation you've ever been in suddenly makes sense. A woman can detach from a man romantically faster than she can detach from the benefits he unconsciously gave her. Not material benefits, emotional ones. Women are trained from a young age to appear strong, in control, collected. Yet inside, many of them are dealing with storms they never show. When you enter her life and bring stability, direction, or calm to those storms, she attaches to that feeling long before she ever attaches to you. And even after she's done with the relationship, the psychology of that attachment still lingers. This is why she can say, "I don't want anything serious," but still get uneasy when your attention fades. Why she can leave you, but still poke at your energy with little messages, likes, or sudden check-ins. You weren't just a man in her life. You were an anchor in moments when she felt adrift. And anchors aren't easy to release, especially when she hasn't found a better one. Here's the part most men misunderstand. When she keeps you around in the background, it's rarely about manipulation. Most of the time, it's emotional uncertainty. She doesn't know if letting you go fully is the right decision. She doesn't know if the next man will understand her the same way. She doesn't know if she'll feel that sense of calm again. So she leaves a door open, not for you, but for her own internal safety. And that's where you get caught, because to you, her presence feels like hope. To her, it feels like emotional insurance. It's a subtle but life-changing difference. Men think women are decisive in their detachment, but they're not. They are decisive in their words and chaotic in their feelings. That chaos makes her reach for the last place she felt emotionally held, even if she doesn't want a future with you. Even if she knows she shouldn't reach out. Even if she's the one who walked away. To her, you're not the man she lost. You're the stability she remembers. So let me ask you something real. Has a woman ever kept you in her life just a little, even when she wasn't choosing you fully? Tell me in the comments. And if this is hitting home, like, subscribe, and share this with a man who needs this level of truth. There's a hidden layer to female psychology that most men never recognize, not because they're blind, but because women rarely reveal it. It's the silent conflict happening inside her when she tries to move on from you. She tells herself she's done. She tells her friends she's fine. She tells the world she's focusing on herself. But inside, she's battling two opposing truths: the part of her that wants independence and the part that remembers what it felt like to be understood by you. This internal conflict creates emotional residue, and residue is powerful. It's why she keeps you close enough to feel you, but far enough to avoid responsibility. It's why she checks in just to see how you're doing, even though she said it's over. It's why she sends a random laughing emoji to an old message or reacts to your story at 2 a.m. It's not romance. It's her subconscious trying to reconnect with the emotional version of herself she hasn't fully replaced. Women are deeply relational. Even when they walk away, they grieve differently than men. They don't grieve the relationship first. They grieve the identity they had with you. The softness she allowed herself. The vulnerability she rarely showed. The trust she built slowly without realizing it. When she leaves, she doesn't lose you immediately. She loses that version of herself. And losing a part of yourself hurts in ways your mind can't explain, so she reaches for the closest reminder. You. That's why she comes back without intention. Why she lingers without commitment. Why she returns to your energy in cycles, like tides that retreat but always find their way back to the shore. You became tied to her emotional rhythm, and rhythms don't break cleanly. But here's where men fall into the trap. You interpret her return as renewed interest. But often, she's not returning because she wants to rebuild. She's returning because she doesn't want to fully lose the emotional safety she once felt. To her, you're not the future. You're the familiar. And familiar is powerful, especially when her life feels uncertain, lonely, or unsteady. She may not choose you, but she can't fully release what you awakened inside her. She holds on, not because she loves you deeply, but because the memory of feeling safe is something she can't easily let go of. So tell me honestly, do you think she misses you? Or does she miss the way she felt around you? Comment your answer below. And if this opened your eyes, hit like, subscribe, and share this with a man who needs this truth in his life. There's a moment every man eventually reaches. The moment he finally asks, if she doesn't want me, why won't she let me go? And the answer is far more emotional, far more human, and far more honest than most people are willing to admit. A woman may not choose you as her partner, but she may still rely on you as her emotional grounding point. That doesn't make her a villain. It makes her conflicted. It makes her scared of losing something she didn't know she valued until it was gone. And sometimes, it makes her hold on to you in quiet, indirect, almost invisible ways. Because even when she tells herself she's moved on, her heart remembers the emotional safety you provided. A woman might outgrow the relationship, but she doesn't instantly outgrow the peace you made her feel. She doesn't instantly outgrow the comfort of being seen. She doesn't instantly outgrow the experience of having someone who understood her without her having to perform. Those experiences stay in her nervous system long after the connection ends. They become part of her emotional memory, something she reflexively returns to when her world feels too loud, too uncertain, or too heavy. That's why she might reach out when she's stressed, why she might call you when she feels lonely, why she might suddenly care when you become distant. It's not always love. Sometimes it's emotional gravity, the pull of a safe space she hasn't recreated anywhere else. And here's the part men need to absorb deeply. Her attachment to the comfort you provided is not the same as commitment. It's not the same as desire. And it's not the same as choosing you for her future. You were stability. You were grounding. You were emotional clarity in moments when she felt lost. And the human heart doesn't discard that quickly. Even if she lets the relationship go, she may struggle to let your impact go. That's why she lingers. That's why she hesitates. That's why she can't fully release you, even when she isn't ready to fully love you. But here's your truth. A woman holding on to you emotionally is not the same as a woman who's meant for you. You can respect her feelings without being trapped by them. You can appreciate the connection without confusing it for your destiny. And sometimes, the strongest move a man can make is the one where he finally releases the version of himself she still clings to. Now let me ask you something personal. Do you think she's holding on to you or holding on to the feeling you once gave her? Drop your answer in the comments. And if this video hit home for you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with a man who needs to hear this today.